Hello, and welcome to Niagara's Playlist. I'm your host, Roger Leduc. Tonight, we have a fantastic guest with us. He's one of the talented members of James Blond. They made their debut in their hometown of Niagara Falls on New Year's Eve 2017, opening for the Sam Roberts Band. Their 2019 single, Shit Show, reached number 96 on the U.S. Top 40 chart. Please give a warm welcome to Neil Carson.
Thank you.
Neil, thank you for joining us.
Of course, no problem.
So, can you tell us a little bit about how the band was formed?
I'm glad you put the year in that introduction because I was trying to think. So I guess it's been since 2017. We've been in James Blond, but we've been a band actually for close to 14 years now. I guess since 2010. We formed in high school. It was Jean Vanier. Yeah, so I've been going quite a long time.
Oh,
and
great.
Still at it full time.
And what's your role in the band?
So instrument-wise, I play bass primarily, and I've been playing some keyboards for the band lately, and I sing a good amount of the material. And we're all songwriters in the band as well. So that's about it.
Great. And the name James Blond, where does that come from?
I wish there was a better story behind it, but we were recording a debut album when we knew we were going to change our name. We needed a change because a member had left, and there was this new sound forming, and our producer, Derek Hoffman, kind of just pitched this name, James Blond. And I guess we liked the sound of it. I guess we like bands like Billy Talent and Franz Ferdinand who have that singular name for the whole band kind of thing, so it's almost like this singular entity kind of thing. So we just like the vibe of it. That's basically it. I've never seen a James Bond movie, so there's no correlation there.
Right.
But people are probably wondering, and we're not named James, and there are no blonde members, but maybe Dirty Blonde. But yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
What would you say was probably your most memorable moment in your career so far?
That was a tough call. I'm trying to think of more like little moments. I like seeing when there's just some fans singing the words to your songs from top to bottom in the audience. I think that hits really hard. But we've also played some great shows like with Sam Roberts and opened for Keith Urban and the Black Keys at Osheaga. It was a great festival we played in the past. And yeah, just getting radio play I think is a huge thing that a lot of people would be excited to have, and yeah, we certainly were when that happened.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Would you be able to share any sort of interesting or funny stories that you
Interesting or funny stories? Let's see. I'm trying to think of there was a show I think we played in Windsor. I remember Steph getting injured. He likes to run around quite a lot, and it did catch up to him one gig, and he fell and his ankle swole up like the size of a grapefruit at one point, and had to carry on through the rest of the show in such condition. So yeah,
but the show went on.
It did. That's rock and roll, I suppose. So
great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How was it growing up here in Niagara, and how did that influence your music?
So it's hard to tell, I guess, on a musical level if that affected our genre kind of thing. It's not like growing up in Nashville and doing country or a blues city or something. But it certainly gave us a lot of opportunity, I think, because it's a tourist area, so there's a lot of gigs. So it helped us kind of get our hours in playing tons of gigs, and that's kind of really where you hone in your skill set. And I think I guess it's a pretty bilingual region, especially in Welland where we went to school. So, and also that is where we all went to a French high school together and met, so that kind of affected my life greatly to this day. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Happy to be in Niagara. It's a good spot. It's good.
It is. It's great.
Yeah.
And we do actually have a clip here from your music video, Miss You, and
Nice.
Let's take a look at that.
Yeah.
Dream, it was a vision of me when I was 15. The world is still my friend. Wish I was happy as then when I was 15. We've all been wondering where you've been, growing tired and bored of sin. I know I'm ready to let you back in, 'cause every breath ends with a sigh, and every time I roll my eyes, I think they may not ever come back down. I wasn't always like this. Won't you come back? I miss you.
That's a great song. I really love that song.
Thank you. Me too.
Where'd you come up with the concept for it?
I'm not sure that anyone in the band came up with the concept. I think it was an outside a creative idea that really worked well, having kind of the toys. Because well, the song is about missing a past version of yourself. I kind of picked the arbitrary age of thinking about when you're 15. I think that's kind of before responsibility sets in, I guess. So that's part of missing old times, I think. So we had this idea of, toys kind of disappearing, kind of fading away. So kind of just dealing with, I don't know, the reality of life setting in kind of thing. And then having the home video clips in there just add that nostalgia, that kind of emotional part to it. So.
Oh yeah, I love the videos. It's great.
Thank you.
It's definitely a sentimental thing. And were those toys yours?
Yes, and I wanted to show off way more toys because I have tons of Star Wars stuff that could fill like an entire room. But we went through, just a few notable ones and also early 2000s kind of thing. So hopes the fans would get a kick out of just seeing that stuff in general. It was fun.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And the song itself, has like a bittersweet note to it, and how do you connect to that personally?
I think that's like just the way I go with songwriting, because I think that's just the way I'm always kind of feeling melancholy and bittersweet kind of thing. I think that's why I like certain musical influences like the Beach Boys and Beatles and stuff. There's always this kind of vulnerable, I think, just trying to cope with the emotional life kind of thing. So that I'm proud of the song because I think it really kind of clearly stated how that felt, and I think it stands up, it holds up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Some of your fans, they say that your music resonates through generations. Why do you think that is?
I think, well, I don't know that that's true, but I guess if it were, it's probably because we have like a lot of pop sensibility, I think, that we have from our influences. So we listen to a lot of old music that is timeless and still resonates with people today. And combining that with some current music, I think, just musically and lyrically, I guess it's just stuff that, seems to resonate with people, I suppose. That's great to hear. I don't know, I wasn't sure what our age demographic was kind of thing, but I think if you just speak the truth to the best of your ability, things will fall into place. So.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
What inspires your music and lyrics typically?
Usually it comes from like an introvert, I don't know if that's the right word, but kind of internal, emotional perspective. I'm not so good at creating characters and stuff like that. Like Paul McCartney was always great at like creating these characters and like fictional stuff, but I kind of write what I know. I think that's mainly what we all do in the band. I think it's the best place to start. And then naturally people will probably, feel the same way to a certain extent. So, yeah.
Great. And then in terms of like when you approach writing, like your creative process, what would you say that's like? I know you touched on it a little bit.
Yeah, well, I guess like when it comes to the process of songwriting, usually I like to hash out the whole thing, basically top to bottom, on either a piano or on an acoustic guitar. Like Miss You started as like I wrote it on piano, basically. So that would have been a whole different tune. They're kind of singer-songwriter songs to begin with when they come from me mainly. And then it kind of goes to the band to bandify them, like arrange it so there's like riffs or stuff. And it doesn't sound like a campfire kind of play through the song type thing. And then there's the flip side too, where we're all going to sit down and jam and create riffs and stuff and then build lyrically and melodically on top of that. So there's no one way to do it. And having the three members as songwriters creates all these kind of different ways of writing songs. And I think just different sounding songs from that process. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, let's take a listen to another one of your songs here, FOMO.
Sure.
This place is overheating, might be more comfortable at home. Do you regret the feeling now that you know what's going on? How to begin the healing if you're not happy on your own? Fear of missing out, you don't want it now. But when you grow, you'll be better off to know. Fear of missing out, don't know what about. How can you know?
Another great song. This video is like on a larger scale than Miss You in the sense of like performers and multiple locations.
Yes.
What was it like putting that together?
Harder, for sure, than Miss You, where what I think reflects the song, though, I guess, where FOMO is about social anxieties and, like, you know, getting places, whereas Miss You is a far more just internal, kind of personal song. But yeah, it's fun going to different locations. Like, there was a shot of us, like, on the street, that's Queen Street, Niagara Falls. And we actually set up the drum kit, and we just tried to, like, film it within, like, 2 minutes before we got a sound complaint or someone came and, like, stole our drums or something, so.
A little
Yeah.
guerrilla style.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah, exactly. So it can be fun, for sure.
What's a song or lyric or album even that you would say sticks with you to this day?
I think I still kind of stand by 60s and 70s stuff. Like I mentioned, the Beach Boys, like Pet Sounds. Maybe because I was just listening to that with Steph, but it resonates with me for sure because it's like Brian Wilson's one of those vulnerable guys, and I just like relate to no end to that sensitivity to the world kind of thing. So I don't know, and you don't always hear that in today's music, but there's certainly a lot of new bands that we follow, and I think we'll continue to follow, like Tame Impala and Arctic Monkeys and stuff. But pretty much any Beatles album will resonate with me till the day I die, I think. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I feel like it definitely comes across in the music.
Oh, good, good.
How's music has impacted your life in general, would you say?
It's pretty much every single thing. I think my whole life has been taken over by music. Yeah, because we're performing full time, and then if you're not doing that, you're creating content, or advertising, or rehearsing, or writing and stuff. So and then if I can fit in a day karaoke or something on a day off, you know, it's pretty much always music happening. So, and that affects, you know, your friends and your community and everything. So I think it's affected it for the better, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think of the current state of the music industry, and like where do you see it going in the future?
Bad and probably worse. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no way to candy coat it. It's not really as lucrative an industry anymore, so you have to be more creative with how you go about it, basically. Yeah, that's a tough question without getting a little, I don't know, a little too depressing maybe. But there's still ways to make money and still ways to affect people. And the great thing about it is that you can be more self-sustaining. You get your music out there for free. You can get free software to record your music. You don't need a record deal to do these things anymore. There's the flip side of that where there's more people doing that, so there's just more distraction and it's more difficult to be seen through all these people that can do it.
Right.
But it's also a great thing that we're hearing all this talent that might never have been heard in a situation like in the 60s where you needed that person to see you at a show to be able to record your song kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons, and we just try to make the best of it, I think, you know. And maybe there'll be a swing of the pendulum where, I don't know if that's how you pronounce the word even, but yeah, where things will just kind of make a turn, hopefully, and, you know, we can sell albums and actually make money off that kind of thing. And they're not as much just a promo tool for live shows, because bands are often making money off merch and live shows. So, you know, if you can, support music however you can. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what would you say is next for you in the band?
We're diving back into the writing process slowly but surely, and we're not sure whether that's going to be a full album or some singles, but yeah, usually after you've released an album, you kind of get hungry for some writing and recording pretty quickly after, especially since an album's released. Usually you finish that album 6 months before, you've written it 6 months before that, so usually you're ready pretty quickly after. So yeah, there'll be something coming out soon, I'm sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
And you can find James Blond's music at the links down below. And once again, I would like to say a huge thank you to Neil for joining us here today, and to all our viewers for tuning in to Niagara's Playlist. I'm Roger Leduc. Have a great night.
Thank you.